Welcome back, guys. All right, with me is KARINE PETIT, and we are talking about plasticriehab.com. It's a website you need to go check out as soon as this podcast is over. This is the founder and CEO. KARINE is with us here on the show, and she's going to tell us a little bit about plasticriehab.com and about the fact that she can actually come to you and talk to your office. She can come talk to your school. She can come talk to your organization about plastics and all of that stuff. So KARINE, tell us a little bit about plasticriehab.com.
Yeah, all right. Well, Plastic Rehab was really born out of a partnership with someone that I work with sometimes, and he's a domain guy, and him and I, we are obsessed with pollution. So he came up one day with this name. He's like, Plastic Rehab, it's pretty cool. And I was like, yeah, it's pretty badass. I don't know if I can say that on air, but said it. But
you can say it.
All right. So it's really what it is. It's rehabilitation, because we are addicted to plastic. We really are. And it's not our fault. It really is not. It's the oil industry's fault. I could give you the whole history, but we don't have time. And that's why I created Plastic Rehab, because for me, it's a tool. Because I like to talk to people at the grocery store. I like to tell them about the information. Mainly, I just like for them to know, to be educated about it. And some people want to know more, and I want them to be able to go somewhere and find out. So Plastic Rehab is all about facts, okay? Not like this is, recycling happens, you just have to do it properly. No, okay? I read 100 pages reports on plastic. It is brutal, okay? Yeah. I had to take like 3 coffees, read. It's boring. It's boring, but I was like, I want to make this in one place, easy to read, and where you can trust the source. And there's a facts page on there too, if you want to verify that.
Yeah, and that's one of the things I think you do exceptionally well, is I feel like you, I think when people recycle, they're always trying to do the right thing. They're trying to do their part. But I do feel like, a lot of times we do something and then we get slapped on the hand and be like, well, you're doing it, but you're not doing it exactly. And so people feel sometimes a little bit like, God, I'm really trying. There's a little bit of guilt associated with that. But what you do is make it very approachable, and you actually empower people with knowledge, so that way they can go into it and they can make better decisions day to day on what they do. I know from you alone, I will never drink out of another plastic straw. And every time they give me one at Starbucks, I'm like, no, I do not need that.
Hey, I have a quote on my website, and it's I didn't quote it, but it's this guy who said, hey, it's only one straw, said 8 billion people. Yeah. And when we think about it, we're like, yeah, screw that. It's a lot of straws.
and I like the fact that you quoted the guy with his name is this guy.
Yeah, because I have on my website, I have so many quotes. That's one thing that I loved.
Yeah. And if you want to go see all those quotes, you just go to plasticriehab.com. That's plasticriehab.com.
Yeah. And we were talking earlier about ways to change things. And one thing that I'm a strong believer in, okay, is it's community, and little actions that we take really amounts to a lot. And I know a lot of people have a different perspective on that, but it really starts with us. So I made a consumer page where it's just little things that you can do. Even if you're throwing a party, what are you supposed to do if you want to use reusable stuff, or, you want to change your ways. So that's one thing that I address there, is just start with little actions. You can get a filtered machine at home. What kind of filtered water do you want? I have referrals there on the website, because one thing that's annoying is having to research the product, so you, on top of that, change your ways and research it.
Yeah. And I was going to say, what are your thoughts on, because I feel like I've seen more and more people running now with plastic bottles, as opposed to one-time use, or, little water plastic bottles. They'll use these regular use ones, but would you rather have glass, or does that matter?
I use stainless still, because I did use glass. I have some glass bottles, but then I would drop them sometimes and they would end up breaking.
Yeah, so they're heavy.
Yeah, I really like the stainless water. And the only thing I'd like to say is, when did we become this generation where we have to have a water everywhere we go? Yeah. I'm going to the grocery store for 5 minutes, but I need to bring my
we are
water.
So dehydrated, apparently.
Yeah, it's like drink a little bit of water before you leave. And if you're going far, of course, you want to have your water, bring your water at work, but we don't have to always have something in our hands.
Yeah, leave it to the camels, people. All right, so now what's cool is people can go to plasticriehab.com and they can book you for a presentation. And this is, you can fly anywhere. You can be anywhere and do this basically, right?
Yeah, if my expenses of covers, of course. I mean, but
Yeah, of course.
depending on, you know, what kind of event it is. But the goal is that my goal was to start speaking in schools, you know, in June 2020. Of course, COVID put a hold on that. But what I do is I do like a fun presentation and I just highlight the facts and give tricks how to change your ways, because it's really personal for me too. I used to buy plastic water. Like I would go to the grocery store and get the big jars, right? And carry them home. So when I talk to people, I know how they feel. Like I used to do the same thing, right? Because I didn't know about the plastic issue.
I mean, I will say, because I lived in Texas and then I'm now new to California. And for Texas, at least in Dallas, we had a little plastic bag ban for a quick moment. And then you had to pay 10 cents if you did use one. Of course, people were up in arms about that. But in California, it's statewide. And so, you know, it only took me a couple of times to the grocery store before I realized I was like, it is better just to bring my own bags.
Yeah. And I have, correct. And one of my thing is like, you know, I have had like a little key holder for years next to my door and I love it because I never lose my key, right? I come home, I put my keys there. And what I do is now I put my mask, my COVID mask on there, and I always put my grocery bags. So when I'm on my way out, the grocery bags comes with me. They go back to my car, you know, so I don't forget my grocery bags.
And you actually bring up, you know, with COVID going on right now, we were talking just before we started this interview that, you know, that I've seen the disposable masks everywhere. I go hiking and I've seen these things everywhere. And that is actually started, that was, you know, something that wasn't here, you know, pre-COVID. And now everyone's in disposable masks and we're throwing these things away left and right. What's a proper receptacle for those?
There's no proper receptacle. You always want to, you look, as much as possible, just stay away from single use, or like, you know, 3 use, maybe not single use, but 3 use, like, because those masks are made with plastic. So unless you're a nurse or you really work in a health environment like that, it's not really a mask that you should have. You should really have your reusable one, and cotton or whatever material you like that you feel is safest for you. Because just stay away from what is throwable. Don't throw it, just wash it.
Well, I know, unfortunately, we don't have nearly enough time to cover everything that's recycling and everything that's plastic and plastic waste right now. But if you have any information, or if you have any questions, I should say, just make sure you go to plasticriehab.com. You can find KARINE on there. You can ask her questions through the website, get information on the website, and even book her for a presentation. So, KARINE, before you leave, I like to play a game with all my guests.
All right.
So I want to play a game with you. This game is called Waste Not, Want Not. Do you know that saying? Is that an American saying, or do you know that saying?
I guess it is an American saying, because I think it's the first time I hear it.
Well, waste not, want not basically implies like, if don't waste something now because you may want it for the future. Okay.
Oh, right. Okay.
So anyway, the whole premise of this game is you're going to tell me whether you waste not or want not. Waste not means you like the item and you want to keep it, or want not means you don't like it and you think it's trash. Do you understand?
All right. Okay.
All right. So it's stupid and ready. And this is a game where the points mean absolutely nothing. So it doesn't really matter. So whether you do good or bad, doesn't matter. All right. So here's the first one. And I'm going to read it for everybody that's listening. I'm going to kind of explain what the image is that I'm showing, but you can go to the vodcast on outoftheclosetpodcast.com and you can actually watch the video of this and see the images I'm holding up. So here's your first image.
Well, mainly you can see me.
Yes. Okay. So this right here is going to be, now you have to tell me, I'm sorry, our printer printed it a little green, but this is an ice cream that has fallen on the ground. But this is going to be this is going to be the 5-second rule, basically. So if food falls on the ground for 5 seconds, are you a waste not or want not?
Want not.
Want not. You're not good. What if it's like a potato chip and dry and you can pick it up quickly?
Waste not.
Okay. All right. All right. Next I have, speaking of waste, how about high-waisted jeans? Waste not or want not?
Want not.
Want not? Okay.
No.
There's probably, okay. Oh, another weight. Okay. These are hand barbell weights. These are weights that you would pick up. Is this
waste
was
not?
this waste not? So the weights you would waste not. Okay. And then on the backside, okay. Oh, Oh, because of you, it's French fries. French fries.
Freedom fries.
Now specifically, the French fries that are left in the bottom of the bag. Okay, let's say there's two of you eating French fries, and you're handing out the French fries. The few that are in the bag. Do you give those to someone, or do you eat them for yourself? Do you
waste not
or want not?
Waste
All
not.
right. All right. Also, maple syrup.
Well,
waste not, want not.
Huge question here. I'm sorry, you're talking to a French Canadian. Is it from Quebec? Is it French Canadian?
I'm gonna say
syrup?
It is.
Okay,
yes.
well, definitely waste not. Waste not.
Okay, waste not. And then what about another Canadian favorite, Tim Hortons?
Wait, want not.
Wow, really? Not even the donuts?
Yeah, French Canadians, we have our own things. Tim Hortons more Canadian.
Okay, waste not, want not. A French bulldog.
Oh, waste not.
Oh, little French bulldog. Oui. All right, what about this? Poutine.
Okay, this is like a love-hate relationship, right? So it's a waste not, want not. Sorry,
Yeah.
I have to give both to this.
All right, for everybody at home that doesn't know what poutine is, can you explain it to them?
Okay, poutine is pretty much fries with gravy, but it has what we call the cuit cheese, which is the French Canadian cheese. It's like cheese curds.
Cuit. Yeah.
Cuit, because when you eat them, it goes quick between your teeth. So
and that's important. And good poutine is determined by the cuit of the cheese, right?
Oh yeah, I mean, look, you have to have the French Canadian cheese. Otherwise, you're fooling yourself, and you're not having a real poutine, my friend. So a real French Canadian poutine is definitely waste not.
All right, now up next in the category of French, how about a French baguette?
Oh my God, that's the best. Waste not.
Okay, and I said baguette. I didn't say the F word. All right, and then your last French Canadian thing, chipmunks.
Oh, chipmunks. I would say want not, and I'll tell you why. Because when it's cold, when the winter comes, they go between your wall and they make nests there, and they chew everything, and they're hell for us. So we really don't want them.
I hope that's not a metaphor. All right. Well, KARINE, thank you so much for being on the show today. I had an awesome time.
Woo!
Thank you again to Mother Nature's favorite daughter, KARINE PETIT, owner and founder of PlasticRehab.com. I'm so happy you were able to join us. Thank you so much
for inviting me.
And thank you for bringing us all that new information you taught us and everything we need to know about recycling and plastics. And of course, if you want to get more information, or you want to get in touch with KARINE, or schedule a PlasticRehab.com presentation at your school, office, church, and or gay bar, just visit PlasticRehab.com. That's PlasticRehab.com. You can log on and find out more detailed information on all things recycling and plastics, and take a step today to help the planet out tomorrow. Thank you, KARINE. It's been awesome having you. Au revoir.
It's Mystica Masala, owner of the most famous drag queen food truck and the winner of the Great Food Truck Race on Food Network. Now you can get my extremely tasty Mystica Masala spices and spice blends. The same spices we used in my award-winning dishes featured on Food Network, even my famous tikka masala blend and my savory and spicy tandoori blend. Plus, my free recipes on the back of every package. Just log on to dragfoodtruck.com. That's dragfoodtruck.com. Enter OOTC at checkout for 15% off.